Hey, what's up, guys? It is day 151, and I'm going to call this one Pain or Pleasure. And I'm throwing this out there because a lot of people are creating vision boards and setting their goals and all these fun things because it is the first of 2020, and it's really important to understand what actually motivates you. And I'm sharing this because even though I have a vision board, it's like right over here, even though I have that, what motivates me more is actually pain. So if I have a deadline, right? Like I move into action so much sooner than if I didn't have a deadline. If I am to a point where there's an aspect of my life where I kind of get so over myself, like I keep doing the same thing again and again, and it's frustrating, and I'm like, I'm so over this right now, then I totally move into action. And sometimes for me, it's like that pain or discomfort has to come into play for me to move to action. And then I always have conversation with myself like, hey girl, we don't have to get to that point. Like next time, just be on your stuff, just step into action sooner and let pleasure pull you. But either way, like whatever is going to motivate you, whatever is going to move you, use it. And I just want to throw out there, you can have vision boards. I think they're great. And people do boards where it's kind of like a pain board. Like if you don't hit these goals, if you give up on this thing again, or, you continue to whatever, gain weight, because that can be like such a crazy thing and that could cost someone their life. Like I know I've talked to people where that's really hard for them and it starts to become a matter of life or death, right? But knowing the pain or what's at stake or what's the cost of not hitting those goals, meaning you lose your life or your well-being is out of whack and like you're just so unhappy, that will motivate people. But I'll say if you're going to create one of those, do a contrast board so you can see on one side, like this is what life will look like if you continue to do what you've always done and you're not stepping into who you want to be this year. And then right next to it have like your vision board or something that's still pleasure and pulling you forward, because you got to be careful not to go down a rabbit hole of negative thoughts if you find yourself not in action. But for me personally, I know pain motivates me more and pushes me more at this point in my life still. So I will probably do a contrast board or something like that in January. And even if it's just a list of things, it's like, here's your choice, Lizzie, every day. You have this side over here, which it's going to be a fine life, it's going to be a great life, all these things. But in the reality of it, you know that you can do more. And at some point you're going to get over yourself again, okay? Or you have this over here that boom, if you just step into action now and don't wait to get to that point, then you are going to have that freedom and that fulfillment and that happiness and that just momentum, right? Everybody wants momentum. That's what feels good. So seeing those two, it gives you that choice. You're like, you can choose this today or you can choose that today. Choose. And you're going to teeter-totter back between, the two of them. But just throwing it out there. Figure out what motivates you. Like when you actually find that yourself moving to action, why did you move to action? Was it because you procrastinated and then you have a deadline and all these things? Like that's totally been me in the past, for sure. And so that pain pushes you. Or is it something where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I cannot wait to do this, and it just pulls you forward? And I have that too. We have both. But what really motivates you more? Mine is over there on the pain side, but definitely like anyone else, I want to move more into pleasure pulling me. So just something to think about, and if that can motivate you and you think it would be a good tool to you and it speaks to you, go for it. All right. Peace out, guys. Bye.